We are at the Albany, Oregon train station. Why are we here, Jen?
Because we're about to embark on our big-ass train trip.
Big-ass train trip? What's that?
Let's tell you all about it. Hi there, I'm Jenny, he's Craig, and we're about to take off on our big-ass train trip.
Over 24 days in May, we're going to cover 32 states plus Washington, D.C., and we're going to stop at a bunch of cities along the way. So let's break down the trip.
For the first leg of our trip, we'll be taking the Coast Starlight from Oregon to Sacramento, California on a sleeper car.
Yeah, and we'll be in what's called a roomette, which is the smaller of the two private rooms that are on these sleeper cars. From Sacramento, we'll begin the second leg of our journey, which is a 2-night, 3-day trip from California all the way to Chicago on the line called the California Zephyr. It's considered the granddaddy of them all as far as spectacular views. We're going to see Donner Lake, the Sierra Nevada, the Colorado Rockies. Jen, we go through a bunch of states. What are the states that we go through on this?
Well, we start in California and we go through Nevada, Utah, Colorado, Nebraska, Iowa, and then end up in Illinois.
And part of this trip is going to get us each closer to visiting all 50 states. This particular leg, Iowa will be new for you, and Nebraska will be new for both of us. And on this journey, we're going to be staying in a bedroom, which is a bigger room on the sleeper car and has its own bathroom, shower, and a little more room.
From Chicago, we'll take an overnight train to New York called the Lakeshore Limited. We'll also be in a bedroom on a sleeper car.
And we're going to go through 4 states. None of these are new for either of us, but what are the 4 states?
Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and we end up in New York.
And in New York, we're going to stay over for 3 nights visiting family and friends there. After staying in the Big Apple for 3 nights, we're going to take a regional train from New York to Washington, D.C., where we're going to spend a couple nights. Now, this is just a 3-hour commuter train, but we're going to go through a lot of states. What states do we go through here, Jen?
We start in New York and head on down to New Jersey, Pennsylvania, through Delaware, Maryland, and then we end up in D.C.
And these are all states that we've visited before.
From D.C., we're headed down south to New Orleans on an overnight train called the Crescent, and we'll again be in a bedroom.
And when we get to New Orleans, we've got something kind of fun planned. It's one of our favorite cities. We've been there a bunch of times, but this time we're going to go there with the express purpose of looking for ghosts. New Orleans is supposedly one of the most haunted cities in the country. We're going to be staying there 3 nights in 3 different hotels, all of which are reportedly haunted, as well as visiting the most haunted sites in the city. So wish us luck. We're going to try to find a ghost. We've had one ghost experience before where we stayed in a haunted hotel in Oregon. You can find our video for that. We'll see what happens here.
From New Orleans, we're taking a train called the City of New Orleans, an overnight train that travels to Chicago, but we are going to get off in Memphis.
Yeah, neither of us have ever been to Memphis, so we're going to spend 4 nights there, and we're really excited. There's the Civil Rights Museum, tons of music history and live music, and maybe most importantly, we're going to check another state off our list because we can cross a bridge from Tennessee to Arkansas, and then we will have visited Arkansas.
From Memphis, we get back on the line called the City of New Orleans and head towards Chicago. We'll be in an overnight accommodation again in a roomette,
the smaller of the 2 rooms. And this line's going to pass through Kentucky, and that's going to be a new state for both of us. I've never been there. Jen has been to the airport, but we don't count airports as visiting the state, so that'll check off another on our list of states. From Chicago, we're entering the home stretch. We're going to get on a train called the Empire Builder, which normally goes from Chicago to either Portland or Seattle. It's 3 days, 2 nights, but we're only going to go a few hours, and we're going to stop in Minnesota and spend 24 hours in the Twin Cities. And speaking of the Twins, we have another goal of trying to visit every ballpark, and this is a chance to see a Twins game, so we're going to do that.
We also passed through one other state, Wisconsin.
And we've both been there.
After Minneapolis-St. Paul, we get back on the Empire Builder and head through North Dakota.
A new state for both of us.
On to Whitefish, Montana.
And Montana's a new state for you.
That's correct.
And we're going to get off in Whitefish and spend 3 nights there visiting Glacier National Park. We're really excited about that. You might know that we're big wildlife buffs, so we're hoping to see some wildlife. After our 3 days and nights in Glacier National Park, we'll enter the final leg of our journey, which goes from Montana through Idaho and Washington and concludes in Oregon and brings the trip to a close.
Phew, that's a big ass trip.
That is a big ass trip.
But we're excited.
Yeah, we're going to be creating videos, so we invite you to come along and hope you do.
What we didn't tell you was on the first part of the trip, we're taking my mom along from here to New York City.
This is Kathy.
This is Kathy, and I'm going to be traveling on the train to New York City, and I know it's going to be enjoyable.
That's right. You're excited, I can tell.
Yeah.
This is about as excited as I see you.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
You're scared.
Scared?
Scared?
Don't be scared.
Hi, we're in our roomette on the first leg of the trip. This room is very cozy. This is just to control the temperature. This is a light, an outlet. So these 2 seats here turn into a bed, one bed, and then this is the other bed. Okay.
So I'm here on the other side of the roomette, and as you can see, it's really tight. What we did was we packed backpacks for our overnight stuff, and then we have a suitcase that's in the luggage rack downstairs. And my controls are a little different. There's the same reading light that Jen has, but we've also got the call the attendant button here, and then there's music control. There's no live music in this, but I think that turns the volume up and down on the announcements. We also have a little table here that Jen is going to demonstrate. One of the things that we were concerned about with the roomette was how much legroom would there be, because between us we're almost 12 feet tall and we both have long legs but seem to have pretty good room. That said, these chairs recline, and when they are in reclined mode we have to go every other leg. There's not enough room for us to sit real comfortably here. And right across the hall from us is Kathy's room. There she is.
We're at the very back of the train, and we're going to walk all the way back to the front.
Doing our tour. We just got on the train here, so we're checking it all out.
Okay, well, welcome aboard.
Thank you. Got white tablecloths, roses on the table, and a couple of lovely ladies here ready for dinner.
Great company.
So Kathy, what are you going to have?
I'm going to have lobster crab cakes and mixed green salad. And for dessert, I'm having flourless chocolate torte.
What are you having?
I'm gonna have the green salad with brie and the steak, the flat iron steak.
We are in our bed set up now.
Extra pillow.
We arrived in Sacramento with a few hours to spare before our next train, and that was great because it gave us a chance to have breakfast with our friend Gail and spend some time in Old Town Sacramento.